Now talk about the nonverbal communication. The nonverbal communication includes appearance, body language, silence, time, and space. I know that I'm coming here to give a workshop, so I dress accordingly. So I'm in a suit and I come in, you know, though you could have seen me yesterday in torn jeans or whatever, but it's different. It's the way I want to portray myself. If I'm a professional, I want to portray myself that way. If I came in covered of tattoos and piercing, would you take me seriously?
No.
Exactly. You know? So this is something that the appearance has a lot to do with our non-verbal communication. And then there is the body language, and we talked before, you know, the eye contact. The eye contact is very important. Here in the United States, if we don't maintain an eye contact, that means that we're hiding something, more or less. Same, for example, in Egypt. But in Asia and the Hispanic countries, it's being rude, not being humble, especially if someone is older than you or has an authority position than you. So we should not take it, you know, that they're trying to hide something. Eye contact, yes, is important. Like in England and France, they will give you the direct eye contact, but they won't maintain it for a long time, because after a long time they feel it's rude. So the different cultures, eye contact mean different things. And even body language means different. Like, what does that mean?
Okay.
Okay.
Or 3.
Or 3.
Or 0.
Or 0. Actually, 0 in Japan. And it's money in Russia. And it's a big insulting sign in Brazil. It's like go. That's what it means in Brazil. You know, in the Middle East, it's a threatening sign. It's like, I'm gonna get you. You know, so you know what? It depends where we're going. What does that mean? You know, it's so different. Even hand gestures mean different things. And there has been a lot of things that happen wrong even with presidents. Like Gorbachev, when he came around the Cold War, and he stepped out of the plane and he went like this. You know, and for that, in Russia, that means that you're my friend. But here in the United States, the media translated it as being, I'm going to be victorious and I'm going to dominate the United States. That's how it was translated.
Oh, yeah, that's true, 'cause wrestlers do that, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
When they win, they're like...
Exactly. I'm going to be victorious. But in Russia, that means that you're my friend. So this is something else. You know, like, I just read something that was funny. I think it was in Japan. You know, someone was going there for a visit, and then a woman asked their guest if they wanted a banana, you know, and they said, no, thank you, but they didn't know what to do, so they asked her if she wanted a banana. So she said yes. So he took as courtesy a banana, and he peeled it off and gave it to her. And later on, he found out that in Japan, when you do that, you mean that you have romantic feelings for that person.
If you unpeel the banana.
If you unpeel a banana, you know, for someone from another gender, that means that you have romantic feelings or attraction to them. You know, though he wanted to be polite.
Right.
You know, so again, that's what it communicates. Look how a simple gesture can communicate something totally different. So we need to put that in our country. Like if you do something with someone and someone goes in shock, you know that you need to ask them, what is it? You know, because you can never know what happened. So silence, time, and space. Silence is another way of communication. You know, in Japan and like in the Asian countries, silence is very well respected. And it's normal because they reflect on everything. They are very in tune with nature, so sometimes they reflect and they meditate. Here in the United States, if someone stays silent for a second, we feel like, oh my God, what's wrong? Let me say something else. In Egypt, they keep repeating the things over and over and over, so they don't have that critical moment of silence. You know, so silence means different things in communication, as well as space, like we said, the space. Here in the United States, the typical space is at it's at arm length. You know, there are, I love that, around me, 360 degrees.
Yeah.
But there are some cultures, like the Armenian culture, especially that there is a lot of Armenians here in Burbank, they don't have that personal space. They will be right in your face, and they're not rude, but this is what they know. Like if you could go to the Middle East having a meeting and someone will be on your face, so you go back, and they approach. You go back and you approach. You know, and it happens. It's not a joke. I mean, it does happen because people do not bother to study cultures before they go and do business with another culture. So that's what it means, space and time. And then time. For us here, we are in a culture called monochronic culture, meaning like time is money. And we do one task at a time, and it's just like we move on and on and on. And we keep separate relationships and work. You know, other countries like Middle East, Hispanics, Asians, everything for them is polychronic. Everything is very relaxed. You know, like I'll be on time, meaning you're going to be an hour late. You know, mañana, exactly. In Egypt we have the same thing, inshallah. You know, so it's just like time is very flexible, very elastic. Meetings can go forever, so it's not the same perception of time. And then we have the sound, the smell, the movement, facial expression, gestures, and posture. So these are verbal non-communication. Look at the different faces that you have here. And each one of them translates something. Okay, believe it or not, the eye movement means something different. When we say that someone goes to the right, meaning they're trying to lie. Eye up, meaning they're trying to lie. They're trying to imagine what they're going to say. If they go to the left, meaning they're trying to remember. Okay, you know, if someone asks you something you're trying to remember, your eyes go to the left. You know, so your eyebrows, if you go like this, you're either angry or you're concentrating. You know, so it's just like different facial expressions, it means different things in communication. So we have the body movement can be unconscious motions that provide meaning or shows extent of interest. Are we leaning forward or are we leaning backward? Are we leaning too forward or are we just in the right way? You know, they are teaching right now, because there is so much competition in the job market, they're teaching the people that go to interviews body language and how to influence the people that are interviewing them. How not to be too upfront, how to not play in the hair, and how not to have too much jewelry, the color they should dress. All that is body language. If you're wearing everything in black, you kind of shut yourself up from the outside people. So if you go on an interview, wear, yes, a suit of a dark color, like a dark blue, but not black, for example. So you won't shut people off. Intonation and voice emphasis. So we talked about silence. Facial expressions show emotion or not, and personal space. It depends on cultural norms.